All right, here we're going to be fitting in the new radiator support. So first you see that we've got the new frame rail welded in, and we're just going to fit this up. We're going to take a rubber mallet and start tapping it in. We don't want to hit it too hard because it is thin sheet metal, and you don't want to knock it all the way in on one side at first. You want to kind of ease its way in there, and you see here it needs to move to the driver's side some, so I've used the handle of my rubber mallet and I hit it with a big hammer. After getting everything lined up, there was a gap between the frame rails, so I squeezed it in a little bit, and then I fit in the inner fender just to line things up. Doesn't have to be perfect, and we've put the bolts in to hold that inner fender in place, and that way we can keep this radiator mount in place, and we know it's lined up right before we start welding. So now we're going to measure. I picked a point in the engine bay. I chose the engine mounts, and I've measured each side. I'm measuring that side. I'm going to go to the passenger side, and I want this measurement to be almost as exact as I can be. It's probably within a 30-second, because this is going to be squareness of the radiator mount. We don't want it out of square. We don't want things sitting crooked. And after I've got everything in place, I know it's going to stay because it's squeezed with that squeeze bar. I know that's not the right word, but that's what I want us to call it, a squeeze bar. We're going to start tacking. Once again, I'm using a stick welder. I do not suggest this, but I'm just going to tack little places in the same spot on each side. I'm just going to kind of alternate around. I'll tack a little bit on the driver's side. I'll move to the passenger side, back and forth, so that way there's not too much warpiness going on, and we can kind of keep this straight the whole time. And also, we're not going to be tacking the radiator support to the inner fender yet. We are only tacking it to the frame rail because we are not at that point yet to be tacking the inner fender in place.